Today I'm going to make a presentation of our new GSP thread. This is the one, and basically it is a GSP thread like many others on the market, but we have a few features that is a bit unique to this one. First and foremost, on our spool you have 100 meters on it. The norm is 50 meters, but we have 100 on ours. Another thing is it's very loose. The fibers is very loosely woven. So if you I'm not really sure if you can see this, but it's if you take a look in top, when I do like this, it opens up the fibers. In the bottom part, I wet it with my fingers because then it's easier to handle. Anyway, there are several things that does this thread a bit easier to work with the loose fibers, the loose woven texture. Let's try to start the thread to see if some of the things we can do with it. One thing you have to be very careful about when you start GSP thread is that it's very slippery. So if you just do like this, it can slide off. So when you start the thread, you do a lot of turns and keep a good tension to it. Now it cannot slide off. Another thing is it's hard to clip with the scissors. So you rather have a good pair of scissors, and then you just slide it into the thread and cut it basically. All right. One of the things is, you see now it ties extremely flat on the hook shank. You almost can't see the thread. So it gets very invisible. What you could do in the beginning is to give it a drop of varnish to fasten it, and that surely helps. Another thing is the strength of the thread. Take a look at this. I'm not just pulling all I can. Well, let's give it a good tug and then see what happens. See, you can almost twist the hook. It's a super strong thread. So you can, I'm just putting it back into place. I'll not tie a fly on this because it will probably break when using it, but this is just for demonstration. Alright, some of the things that is so good with this thread is if you twist your bobbin, let's see here if it's in focus now. If you twist the bobbin, you can either make it a very solid string, or if you untwist it, we get, like a flat texture like this. It looks more flat now if you take a look at it. And one of the good thing is that when it's flattened out, you can tie in materials that you will normally not be able to tie in with a GSP thread. Let's take an example here. Here you just have a small bunch of stand-up deer body here to make a model of. So normally this would not be possible with a GSP thread because it cuts all the fibers right through. They're very fragile. So even fragile materials is easily tied down with this one. Just remember to keep the thread flat. So you do that by unraveling it all the time, because every time you make one turn, you twist the thread one turn as well. So if you turned it 10 times, you just give it a little spin the other way, and then it's flat again. Alright, another thing, let's get rid of all these hairs so we can see the other thing that is good with this thread. Again, it is unraveled and flat. Sometimes when tying small flies, nymphs and dry flies, you need a dot body where you use a dubbing loop, but on some threads you can even split them, especially good for the smallest flies. You see that's easy with this one, and then you just put your dubbing in between the loops or the thread pieces like that, and you slide it down so we can see it so it's kind of in the frame, and you just twist the thread or the bobbin. Twist it hard so we get the dubbing, you know, like track between those two thread parts. And there we go. And as you see, now we have a nice little body made of the dubbing. That is mainly for the smaller flies, of course. That just shows that this thread, you can use that for bigger flies, you can use it for smaller flies, you can use it for bucktail or deer hair. It's also when you tie it flat, it kind of disappears, so you can use it on the UV glue flies as well, and it's perfect for tying in synthetic material because it's so strong. You can put a lot of pressure onto it, so you can basically use it for any kind of fly. I'm just going to show you one fly here, which is also made of it, made with this thread. So you see, it's very versatile. You can use it for anything from the smallest dry fly and parachute flies to the biggest saltwater flies.